Welcome back everybody to the Archery series. Today we're gonna install and properly adjust a Peep Sight. Stick around and you'll probably find out that the way you are doing it is not the right way, and I'll explain you why. This is video number 13. Let's get to work right away without wasting any time. Put the bow on the press and give it just a little bit of pressure to hold it in place. If you don't have a press, you can check our video number 1 and build your own perfectly efficient bow press with just $100. If you're working on a new string, you should have a little piece of serving that splits it enough. Just slide it 6 inches from the loop towards the upper cam. Crank up the bow press until you release all the tension on the string and get your Peep Sight. We'll install a Total Peep Pro specific for bow hunting, size 316. Full aluminum, $26. In my opinion, the best bow hunting peep on the market right now. Split the string in half as accurately as you can. If you have the little serving passing through, just pull it on one side and that's perfectly half of the string. Put the peep inside in a way that you can read the printing on top of it and they're not upside down. This peep is got an about 15 degrees twist tolerance, within which the sight window stays circular and aligned with the string. This is a very cool feature that allows you to perfectly aim even if you have a little bit of twist, but for it to work you need to look through the peep from the right side. Make sure that the two halves of the string are perfectly sitting inside the peep grooving on both sides. Loosen up the bow press and release almost all the pressure on the string. Of course, with the peep thickness between the string will be a little bit turned and the loop will end up on the side. Just turn around the nodes a little bit to realign it. Temporarily tie up the peep on the string with 3 rounds of serving. This ligature is just for safety. We don't want the peep to pop out of the string while you pull the bow, but we still want the peep to slide up and down to adjust the height. Later on we're gonna remove it and do the permanent serving. For the serving, use the usual BCY size 400. When you're done, cut off the excess. You don't even need to burn it, leave it like this. Now remember, we're working on a totally retuned bow, so either you have a new sight on it and you don't have any distance tape on the sight, or you're gonna have a sight tape that is not gonna be effective anymore and we still need to retune the sight. But we still need to position the sight, the scope, at about 2/3 of its maximum range, maximum distance, to then position our Peep Sight in front of it. So turn the dial all the way up, minimum distance, and mark it with a marker, and then turn it all the way down, maximum distance, and mark it as well on the dial with a marker, and then turn it back up 1/3 of the distance between the minimum and the maximum. This way you'll have your scope positioned at least 2/3 of the maximum distance, which is gonna be about 50-55 yards. In the next 2 or 3 videos, when we're gonna be dialing in the sight and fine-tuning the position of the Peep Sight, I'll explain you why we want the sight at about 2/3 of the maximum distance. Now, before we go draw our bow, let's review the position we should be, trying to learn from the best. So head straight, anchor point with the knock of the arrow in the middle of our chin, string passing at the corner of the lip touching the tip of our nose, and our line of sight straight ahead parallel to the ground. Now, trying to be in this very same position as much as possible, just draw the bow and look through the Peep Sight. The Peep Sight ring is gotta perfectly match the ring of the scope. Just remember, don't adjust your anchor point to match the Peep Sight and the scope. Stay in your best anchor point, and then if the Peep Sight is above the scope, lower it down a little, as I'm doing, because I have it a little bit too high. If it's below the scope, raise it up a little. You're eventually gonna have to change your anchor point a little when you change the shooting distance drastically. We'll see later on, I'll explain everything. but at the moment we just want the Peep Sight to match the scope at 2/3 of the maximum distance at our best shooting form and most comfortable anchor point. You should end up with a perfect match between the Peep Sight circle and the scope circle, as you can see in this picture. This is all for this video, guys. Stay tuned because in the next videos we're gonna paper tune our bow and then dial in our sight and fine tune the position of the Peep Sight. Like the video, but most important, as usual, subscribe to help the channel grow.